The Spin-off Podcast Network.
This is Kiwi is back for a brand new season with more inspiring kōrero from special guests including rugby player, father and role model TJ Perenara.
My family bring me joy. Rugby brings me joy too, but it's not the same joy as my family brings me.
And global dancer and choreographer Kirsten Dodgen.
For some reason, people think I'm very intimidating.
Listen to the new season of This is Kiwi, brought to you by the Spin-off Podcast Network in collaboration with KiwiBank. Available now wherever you get your podcasts.
Kia ora, this is Toby Manhire, here to urge you to tune in to Gone by Lunchtime, a podcast with me, Annabelle Lee Mather and Ben Thomas, tackling the world of New Zealand politics, from policy to polling, from scandal to psychodrama. Listen to Gone by Lunchtime, brought to you by the Spin-off Podcast Network, wherever good pods are sold.
Okay, Una, calm down.
Oh, Red Bull.
You don't have to have it.
What happened to Arepa?
We drank it all.
It's all gone.
And also, last time we had Red Bulls in the studio, you got upset that you didn't have one, so I bought one for you.
Thank you.
That's yum, isn't it?
It's just a classic flavour.
Oh my God.
Such a good breakfast.
There's nothing like it. And I had a 1 square meal.
So did I.
Look out, world.
Welcome along to The Real Pod. My name is Jane Yee. This is your reality TV recap in real life in New Zealand podcast. I'm joined by Duncan Grieve and Alex Casey. Alex is already laughing.
I found a great story and odd stuff.
There's a lot of news this week coming out of Australia, out of MAFS Australia specifically. We'll get to that in just a moment. First of all, I want to tell you about The Real Pod Corner. It's our Facebook page. Last week we did a big shout out to some Daylight peeps, Daylight being the sister company of the spin-off, and we had some peeps upstairs who listened to the Real Pod and we did a big thing. And then I saw Lauren this morning. I was like, did you listen to the podcast last week? And she was like, no. So that fell on deaf ears.
So we don't talk about anyone. Is that what you're saying? Because then
If you talk about them,
This whole thing's a secret.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, The Real Pod Corner, facebook.com/groups/Real Pod Corner. That's where you can have chats about things in the podcast, about things in life, about things in reality TV, anything at all.
Just
literally.
odd stuff?
Odd stuff. And we're on Instagram, the Spin-off Podcast Network. Find us there too. Speaking of podcasts.
Should we do one?
Well, yeah, we are doing one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the fact that you're listening to this means we're doing one. But also, you did a fold with Lucy B for Shit You Should Care About.
I think it's a good one.
Great. That's good news.
Yeah, I like Lucy. She's just got the keys to the future. She knows things.
I feel like people don't even really understand how big of a deal Lucy is. Like,
No.
Shit You Should Care About's got how many followers on Instagram?
3.2 mil.
Do you know how I found Shit You Should Care About? When I was living in America.
What?
My American friends were posting things, and then I followed it, and then I came home and discovered that it was run by a little Kiwi lass, or lasses, lassie.
Lassettes? Lassos.
Yeah, amazing, right?
Yeah, she just rocks around like it's nothing. But it's real good chat, I reckon. If you're fold curious or fold agnostic, or you really resent the idea of the fold, but would like to once listen to it, so you know what all the lack of fuss is about, give this episode a home.
I feel like as head of podcast at the Spin-off, I'm doing, you're doing the podcast network an injustice, a disservice, if you will, by doing such a bad job of
I know.
So it's a great podcast.
I actually love doing the fold. It's real fun. I talk to people in the media every week, and it hopefully restrains me from being too foldish on this. No, that doesn't work. It's actually worse, isn't it?
Yeah, I think you're really in it. But that's okay. That's all right. We'll
Also,
ride the
everyone
wave.
should watch Extremely Online.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Tell us about that.
I mean, Lucy Blakiston. I bet we haven't even said her full name. And she's a founder of Shit You Should Care About, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
And their new series, Extremely Online, is like little bite-sized explorations into the kind of freaky things on the internet. The first one's about little Michaela, who is an influencer who is not real, and about all the implications and freakiness around that.
Yeah.
Really good.
And it's great for those of you who've got a short attention span because they're just little
4
little
mins.
chunks
Little chunks.
of audio-visual delight. Okay, let's get into the real news. All my news this week comes from Maths Australia. All of it.
I'm okay with that.
Three
me.
bombshell stories. Have you heard any of them?
Nothing.
You?
Never have.
Okay, here we go. Oh my God, which one do I start with? Okay, I'm going to start with Belinda and Patrick have broken up. Sorry about it.
No.
Yeah.
The matching outfit.
I know.
Do you want to explain who Belinda and Patrick are?
For anyone who didn't watch Maths Australia, Belinda and Patrick were one of the couples who got married. She was a ballerina.
Yeah.
Sort of like a
some description.
hobbyist dancer. He was a gym guy.
Personal trainer.
Oh, she also did door-to-door sales as well.
Yeah.
That's how she earned her coin. Ballet was just for fun. But anyway, they were both very kind of awkward.
Very kind of never been kissed and never had a serious relationship. Certainly Belinda.
Well, certainly pack of lies, according to all the people who came out of the woodwork. But anyway, that was how they were presented.
You bought it. You bought it watching it. There was a very charming naivete.
Yes, it's true. Anyway, they lasted the distance for 9 months, but he unfollowed her on Instagram. Always a big tell. And they've since announced
That was
their
it?
split.
Oh,
No,
okay.
yeah. They want different things in life, apparently.
Oh.
So can you tell me about the out of the woodworkers?
I mean, it's all old news now, but just people coming out saying, what are you talking? I dated him for a year and a half.
Oh no, him. Yeah. I always thought he was, a dater.
Dater, yeah. No, I think there were a few people who'd come out around. I don't want to speak out of school. I haven't got my facts. The facts have changed.
And there were like pictures of her. I mean, it kind of unfairly, just like at a nightclub, and everyone's like, "Look,
yeah,
she's about."
She was at a nightclub. She hanging out with some beefcakes and wearing like hound dog esque style. I mean, that's her jam, right? If you remember hound dog, wow, you're old. But anyway, I think the thing with those pictures is not so much jumping to the conclusion that she's like hooked up with heaps of dudes or anything, but just the fact that her whole thing was, I'm very awkward, I've got no social life, and so finding out she was like a regular on the clubbing scene.
You can be awkward and have no social life and get photographed at a nightclub. I've done it. I'm proud.
This is true. Okay, so that's the first bit of Maths AU news. Here's the second one. You ready for this? Liam of Liam and Georgia fame. Remember Liam?
Yep. Didn't love the way he did Georgia on the recommitment altar.
Yeah, okay. So he is now together with, have a wild guess.
Wait, we know this. The news.
Yeah, but we haven't.
What?
I don't think he knows it. We've not talked about it on the podcast.
Definitely don't know this.
We haven't talked about it.
Well, Duncan has to guess then.
I
Yes.
can't guess.
Think of the most incredible option
And that's it.
from the Maths universe.
Troy?
Samuel Levi.
I love it. I haven't thought about Samuel Levi for a long time.
And that's why he's now dating
And
Liam.
I'm so happy.
Hold on,
I
feel
like-
have him back in my brain.
I feel like he's gone, I've been out of the news for a bit.
yeah.
This is a massive vault for Samuel Levi, like in terms of, because the New Zealand Maths universe is.
But let's not forget he'd been hanging out with Lizzie for ages. He's been friends with Lizzie, been all over her Instagram.
Yeah.
Elizabeth. Remember Elizabeth? Elizabeth, the chocolate strawberries.
Yeah.
She back, that one.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, anyway, he's now together with Liam, Slevi and Liam,
Slam.
and they've gone Instagram official. So that's the new news, the Instagram
I
official.
love
It's
it.
no longer just a rumour.
Wow.
I need to update my Maths universe document, my conspiracy theory
Yes.
map,
We
because
should
there's a lot has
Really
happened.
make that.
We should make it.
That should be the art on our podcast studio
There
wall.
could be some
It should be
merchandise,
art.
like a tea towel.
Yeah, a new one every year.
Anyway, this is the big news.
What, bigger than them?
Bigger than that.
This is too much.
Okay,
Yeah.
hold on.
Are you joking? Okay.
If you're a Cassie, I'd say hold on to your hat. If you're a jockey, I'd say hold on to your horses. Okay, Bryce and, in his opinion, the fourth most attractive woman on his season, Melissa, are engaged. He got her a black diamond ring.
Oh.
Is that like not exciting news? What about the fact that they're having twins?
What?
They are having twin humans. Gonzo.
That is extremely gonzo behaviour. So they are now, they surely are the last surviving couple from the season?
I remember no one.
Yeah, but
remember
the only
no
other
one.
plausible survivors were...
What about Jason and
No, they're
Thingy?
they're split.
This is the odds on this seem just like
That is crazy.
I just honestly, I hate to say it, I just honestly think Bryce is really digging.
just wants
commit.
to.
You got to commit to
He
the
wants to
bit.
shock the world.
Yeah.
He just doesn't want to be, he just wants to prove everyone wrong. You know, and he's having
Spike
twins.
twins.
Yeah, so December, those little bundles of joy will be
You can
arriving.
imagine him like dying age 106. Just like, I showed
Yeah.
you. I've been
Sam!
grotesquely unhappy for 80 years, but it's worth it.
Those were huge bombshells. Thank you, Jane.
Yeah,
That's
each one
amazing.
lands in the net.
I really enjoy this kind of dynamic of you guys not being on social media
Don't know the news.
and me being able to just hold all the tea
It's amazing.
and then just come in here and spill it
Well, the way that you hold your tea, with open arms.
with arms wide open.
Yeah.
Incredible.
That's a visual gag that you guys won't get because this is a podcast. Anyway, tell us you've got some odd stuff news there.
There's just a lovely man, Timaru man, selling off massive junk mail collection.
Oh, I did see this. I wasn't sure if it was worthy. The headline didn't catch me.
Jimmy McGuinness, accordion player, raconteur, and collector of tens of thousands of pieces of junk mail. And there's just a really lovely picture of him just surrounded by shit, just a lot of junk
See,
mail.
in a TV show, that would be hoarders, right? In another sort of understanding of his reality, that would be hoarders.
Junk mail is really marginal as a thing to collect. Like,
It's currently got a starting bid of $60.
On Trade Me?
On Trade Me.
Okay, I'm going to have a look.
question: how do you get designated a raconteur?
He is wearing a cheese cutter.
That's probably like a prereq.
Can you tell me first what a raconteur is? I know the band.
It's of course you do. It's someone who who can regale a crowd, or a dinner party, with entertaining tales.
Oh, well, okay. So how do they know that about him?
Well, that's the thing. Like, did he tell them that?
It seems unnecessary
Because I
for the
feel like you
story.
need to be. Someone else needs to designate you that.
I can't find it on Trade Me, by the way.
It's more of a checkered fedora, actually, which I think ups the ante.
Is it a fedora or a trilby? Because
I know that you're passionate about this.
I am. This is.
What do you call that?
Oh,
That's a trilby for sure.
yeah.
Okay.
A fedora is like what Cassie wears.
It's wide brimmed.
We had
See,
questions about
yeah.
Cassie and her hats.
We've
and she-
always had.
We've always-
This is kind of what's going to bring down the real pod.
The fedora trilby debate.
Cassie let us know that she is going to indeed get new hats while she's in the States, and she's keen to show us her hat collection. Hi, Cassie. She listens every week. She's our biggest. Honestly, she's the biggest publicity machine we have for the podcast. Every episode, she publicises it. She puts it on LinkedIn. She puts it on Twitter, on
We cannot
Instagram.
be on LinkedIn. We cannot be on LinkedIn.
It's at the undoing of us. Okay, anything else?
Do you want to hear about my botched celebrity interaction of the week?
Always.
I've always got one. This one, it happened outside the Chemist Warehouse, St. Luke's, where I frequent on a Sunday. You'll always find me there. Ben Boyce.
Oh yeah, I see him almost every day.
You see him, you see him around. I've chatted, I think that he knows who I am. And I felt confident enough as he walked past to kind of do big face, big face.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Big face, hi! And then he did that completely blank. And then as had almost walked past me, he kind of either realized and went, hi, how are you? And then he was like, hi, how are you? You well? You're good? As he kept walking. At this point, we are about 2 meters apart, going in the opposite direction. And I just turned around and went, yup! And I've got my thumb up there, and I just yelled, yup, and walked into Chemist Warehouse.
It's too late to say, I'm
too
good,
late.
how are you? You're getting too
Because
far
then
away.
you're entering a conversation, you're turning around,
Yeah.
you're walking back together,
Oh,
and
no.
I do not have the stamina.
And you also had to allow him a bit of grace for the fact that he may not have actually known who you were. So if you
I don't
then
want to
did
put
the
him in that position.
turnaround,
Out of respect, I don't want to put him in that position.
oh my god, I'm really surprised you didn't pull out the finger guns though.
I did do big thumbs.
Yeah, but so that's new.
Big thumb.
You've got a new gesture for your awkward celebrity encounter arsenal.
And I just wonder. Immediately, I was with my friend and we walked into Chemist Warehouse, stood by the celebrity perfumes, and just collapsed into tears of laughter. I wonder if he thinks about it.
But Ben Boyce must get that all the time.
Do you
if
reckon?
you're if you're out with Guy Williams or something, and it's just constant, or Benny Tipene or whatever. Like if you're a proper celebrity, no disrespect to anyone in this room, but you're being consistently recognised by members of the public. It's like part of the heinous cost of being properly famous. So you've just got to kind of tune that out. And maybe he was just going through some sort of sorting mechanism. Like, is this someone I vaguely know or just like a civilian? And that's why, and he was just in that sort of netherland between, I think I might sort of know them. And that's why he just had to push on. I love that you went to the celebrity fragrances, though. That's my favourite thing about those Dan Carter Chemist Warehouse ads. It's like, what does he say? He said he says something like, "Oh yeah, that's a name brand fragrance or something." It's just such good writing. Because you imagine that's how Dan Carter talks. That would be the ultimate encounter for you outside Chemist Warehouse would actually to get down.
I would hazard that he doesn't go near a Chemist Warehouse.
Unless it's for a
he
VIP meet and greet, like when the Briscoes lady was.
Remember when Don Bowden opened a chemist out in, I think it was out in South Auckland at like 8 a.m. during the week? I remember we were talking about how like Don Bowden must be quite expensive to hire out for a party, and then I was like, not that expensive because he's opened a chemist at 8 a.m. midweek.
3 figs.
Anyway.
Literally 3 figs.
Delicious. Let's get on.
4 dates.
We're going to go straight to reality check because we've already talked so much bloody nonsense and there's a lot of reality TV to get through. So reality check it is.
I have 4 weeks to decide I'm going to drop my entire life in.
I am disgusted at how much you have copied my husband.
Jesus, fuck. I don't even know you.
Reality check.
Before we move into the block and The Apprentice, just a quick yarn about Too Hot to Handle, which I'd watched all of.
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
I just watched the first episode.
I've never seen such a horny TV show
It's the
in
horniest TV
all my time. So much horniness for a show that is about not having sex as well, or kissing, or touching, or anything.
Watching Love Island after watching Too Hot to
Tame.
Handle. Amish.
Tame.
It's Amish.
I'm like, how are you people in beds and allowed to sleep with each other and not? Like, why are you not constantly banging? Like, my whole kind of perspective of what's fine and not has all changed. I'm like, everyone should be banging all the time
Yeah.
after watching Too Hot to Handle.
Wow. This is
I'm
a
going
real
to catch
reset.
up because all I did was watch the first episode up until they were revealed to not be able to. So, and it didn't feel like it was that different. Explain to me how the horniness and the inability to express that physically reveal themselves on the show.
Okay, you know how they have those videos of kids who are given like a chocolate biscuit in front of them, right? And mum's like,
yep.
don't eat the chocolate biscuit. You can eat it, but if you wait till I get back, you can have 2 chocolate biscuits, right? And the kid is always like, fuck, I really want the chocolate biscuit now. I really want it now. It's right there. And I'm not supposed to have it, but I really want it. And the desire to have it, it's overwhelming. And that's basically the show.
But are there like little windows where you are allowed to bang, or is it just never ever?
There's a bracelet system. So you get like kind of an Apple Watch that goes green when you've like created enough of an emotional connection where you're like allowed a little window.
But it might be like 30 seconds. So you're not stripping off and banging.
No.
But you're allowed to have a kiss. You'd have a kiss in that time.
But I thought I saw like some supercuts where there was all kinds of
Okay, here's
malarkey.
the thing.
Yeah, there's
You can
malarkey.
break the rules, and if you break the rules, money comes off the total prize pool. So, what I'm saying is, like the kid with the biscuit, nothing like the kid with the biscuit, but the adults who are extremely horny are told that they can't have the horny sex while there's all these amazingly beautiful, equally horny people around, just up for it, and then they just get in a moment and they're like, fuck it. 10 grand off the total. Don't care. I want to pass you. I want
it's
to
not
figure out.
enough money. The
Yeah,
stakes
that's the
need to be
problem.
higher.
Well, no, but again, to that point, they want them to break the rules. Otherwise, no TV show. So they need to have the stakes kind of low.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Right.
How's
yeah,
the
yeah.
New Zealand lady going?
I loved her, by the way. I think you gave her. She
was great.
I think you were unfair on her.
I loved her. I didn't say anything bad
She
about her.
was-
I just
she
think she's got
seemed
funny.
great.
Like it's funny to hear her just in the middle of everyone going no, like, funny little
Oh my
Kiwi
God,
voice.
don't bring down the money. Don't spend the money. It's
Yeah.
real jarring. But I loved her. She was so good.
Yeah.
I assume that means she's not long for this earth.
It's 10 episodes or something, and you can watch the whole thing.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to do that.
And there's not like one left standing at the end. It's not an elimination every episode type situation.
No, they do get rid of people, but it's not like Love Island, which I'm all in on. The very chaste Love Island by comparison.
My favourite, the guy who's like, I like blue eyes, blonde hair, tiny feet.
Is that Jake? Is that the little fella?
Yeah. There's his top 3 things.
I go wildly around who I like and don't like on this show.
I love Faye.
I love Faye too. I didn't like her at first, and now I love her. She's definitely got the best one-liners.
Best one-liners, the most orange face.
Yeah.
Truly.
I like Liberty. Chloe, I could give or take. I mean, it's just.
What about Chugs?
Oh my God.
Are you making things up?
No,
There?
Chugs has a bucket hat company. He wasn't around for long, but he made a big impact while he was there. Love all the voiceover. Anyway, Hugo is a dream. I love him.
I think Hugo is such a creep.
Okay.
He really creeps me out.
Just keep
he might
watching.
change.
Just keep watching. This is the thing. It's a real roller coaster.
He's so posh.
What is this Love Island?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Should we move on to the local telly?
Listen to the
Listen to Culture Vulture.
Yeah.
They do a much better job of recapping
They
all
don't
this.
just sort of say names.
They sort of yelling.
And they do make it quite clear what the show is.
I don't even know what the show is, to be honest. This is my 3rd or 4th season. I still don't understand it. Anyway, The Block NZ. It's Master and Ensuite week. 10K up for grabs. There's a fabric give and take where they make something out of a bit of material that they're given by another team. Did you watch all week, Alex? No. Okay, so we all
Just the
just
room
watched the
reveal.
room reveal. So it looked like, from what I saw in the room reveal, they were all very kind of nice with their fabrics. Because remember, there was been like My Little Pony before,
Pony.
and all sorts of
We
terrible.
saw that.
We saw
Can
the
you
My
believe
Little
that?
The My Little Pony thing that was made into a handbag.
We ate things out of the kitchen.
And it wasn't
in
even
the
theirs.
block.
It was like someone in production who
Yeah.
was living there for security reasons. We ate their popcorn.
That's quite bad.
I know.
It was on TV, that. Thank God no one was watching.
It's still on the internet if you want to go back and have a look.
It's actually a good segment. I rewatched it recently.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
Alex had a foot in a moon boot, which is great
That's
too. It was
right.
a time.
Yeah.
Anyway, they all gave each other quite like nice bits of material. And then they set about doing the most ambitious master and ensuites we've ever seen on the block.
Just headboard central, isn't
Oh,
it?
God. I mean, they weren't headboards, they were walls.
They were walls. They were a room unto their own.
Okay,
The
so
boys one.
there were the 2 floor-to-ceiling headboards, one green padded number, one wooden panel type thing, and then there was the kind of built into the
board.
wall wooden one with like built-in
Foldy outy
watty things
thingies,
and
yeah.
lighted corners. What did you like best?
Of the headboards?
Yeah.
I actually liked the boys one, the foldy outy wooden one. I don't like the big, tall.
No.
It's too much of a commitment. Like, I mean, the green one was horrible.
The green one was horrible.
It was so strange.
Crazy, because it's a tiny wee room and this giant thing.
I mean,
So
that's
we're talking
essentially,
like
can I
Tim and
just say,
Artie's one,
that's
right?
essentially what the judges said. AKA, we could be judges, right?
I just
thoughts
think
are
when
the
we
same.
say, I think we say thingamy and you like
Yeah, when I say the boys and there are 2 teams that are
yeah, I'm
both
just
boys.
concerned about the lack of specificity.
I don't know. I feel like it's far more relatable, right? The big green headboard and the wooden one, and then the little short wooden one.
Also, call me a prude who's got no place on any of these horny reality shows, but I don't like 2 showers in the shower. I don't think it's okay.
Are you the kind of person that where like it's totally fine if the wife comes in while you're having a shower?
Yeah.
Fine. What's it fine to do? Brush teeth?
Anything's fine except that
Anything?
it's just the fact of them both being in there.
Poo?
Oh my God.
Oh no!
Have you seen anything? I have to clarify. Anything that's not toilet.
I actually don't think. I think toilet is private.
Okay. Alex?
We have different opinions, and I am like a lot more open, perhaps.
Are you talking about the toilet?
Quite into just like busting into the bathroom as like a joke.
The problem is when you know someone's really anti,
Yeah, it
it's
makes
like
it
then it
way
becomes a
funnier.
thing, you know? And then it's like, I know I can get you on this.
The funniest one. No, I can't.
No, come on.
I can't talk about it.
You literally said it was the funniest one.
It's so private, but it's really funny.
What about if it's just like, we'll make this a sealed section of the pod?
Or what about we just beep it all out, but you tell us right now so you can get a reaction at least?
So the shower was running,
Yeah.
and there was a lockdown announcement. And so I busted in and yelled, and I just collapsed onto the floor laughing. And he looked so angry. We can't put this in.
No, we can beep it.
No one can know.
Beep it.
I think you should ask permission just in case it's okay.
I agree, though. I think for the number of times that you're going to have two people in the shower at the same time, just have one shower head, save the space, use it for storage of nice vanity or whatever, and just on those rare occasions where you are in the shower at the same time, just share the shower
That's what I
head.
mean. It's like, if you want to do like a horny shower, that's one shower head's enough. But two, it sort of seems like elaborate and like stagey and like you're going to put on a little, I don't know.
I still don't know where I sit on double sinks.
I was, the Dylan and Keegan one, the back to back. I was like, are your bums touching?
I mean, there's a lot of variables
The
before we
judges'
answer that
bums
question.
looked like they were touching.
I do
almost.
like the idea of having a cabinet just with my things and a bench prop just with
Yeah.
my things, but I don't like the idea of cleaning two sinks.
Yeah.
I mean, you could be like both responsible for your own sink, I suppose, but then you're going to have different levels of cleanliness.
Yeah, what if they don't keep it up and then
Yeah.
the whole thing's ruined? I must say, for all what I just said, I thought that the Keegan and
Dylan.
had actually had a nice bathroom. Like, it looked nice.
It was a beautiful bathroom, and I have to say, because they got slammed for their room being a bit boring and plain.
Which it was.
Which it was, and their bathroom being luxe and beautiful, wonderful. And I'm like, if I was buying a house, I definitely want the bathroom to be better. Because I can do
That's
whatever
the
they
big
want.
bucks.
That's what I can do. It's hard to change tiles and sinks and showers. Easy to take the headboard off a wall and
Also, I don't know anyone's names, but the ones from Canterbury, from Rangiora, their bathroom was like extremely not finished.
Oh, Meg and Dan.
It was a disaster.
That's just
That shut off wall, weird.
the wings,
The
they called them.
wings.
the wings.
It looked like I don't know.
Also,
a
why are
locker
you
room
worried
or
about
something.
privacy wings when you're in the shower together? Like, what's the point? I think it's just they didn't want to have to clean glass, which I think is fair. Also, back onto showers and my horrible shower situation. Remember how you told me to get Shower Witch? I looked into it. Shower Witch can make hard water stains worse.
What?
What? That's not what
Worse.
Rod Gendon says on the radio.
Fine on this glass, but on dark tiles, sorry, which I have.
So they admit that.
They say probably just don't use it
Don't
on
use
there.
it here.
Yeah, like don't test on a tiny patch because it can make. And they said it's such a good cleaner that it can get rid of all the scum on top and then show up the hard water stains.
Wow.
So that doesn't solve my problem.
Oh dear.
I saw something else that was like soak paper towels with vinegar and leave them on your bathroom floor overnight.
I've done the
Which seems
vinegar
a lot.
thing.
Did you leave
It's
it?
hell.
It's
Does it
stinks.
stink?
It stinks.
Yeah.
But they say the smell goes away, but I don't think that's true.
No.
Anyway,
I think it does.
back to the block. Was there some sort of blow up between Meg and Rach? They were avoiding each other around Briscoe's.
Meg and Rach.
Yeah, no, because
I
I think
scoring.
yeah.
I think they did. I didn't watch it, but I
Right.
think that they peer reviewed.
They did, and Meg gave Rach a relatively low score, but they really dialed that up to 11 in the edit. I don't know if it warranted. They don't seem to have any actual animosity between one another.
Also, I don't even think they were in Briscoe's at the same time, to be perfectly honest with you. I just think that they just used shots.
Do you think it was the new St Luke's Briscoes though?
I think it might have been.
Same.
There's a new St. Luke's Briscoes.
What? Yeah, it's where the old Briscoes was because the Rebels moved into where the
Yes.
Briscoes is, and
Famously.
then the old was a Briscoes outlet.
Now
which
Briscoes
is
proper.
now a Briscoes proper. It's got a lovely new car park. I think it was there.
Thank God we're not that famous because you could easily triangulate our whole life from the places we talk about.
Yeah, it would be possible not only to cite us, but to never not
Yeah.
cite us. To live like we live.
It was nice to see the return of Shelley Ferguson wandering around telling everyone how much their bathrooms suck.
At the last minute,
it's fucking way too late
I
to do
would
anything
change
about
that
it.
whole thing.
Yeah.
I think those tiles are yuck. It's so cool.
I reckon it's the Shelley Ferguson she always wanted to be. Now that she doesn't have to be like lovely, lovely hosty lady, she just come on and just be
True.
like, here's what I really think.
Yeah.
I miss Jason.
Whoa, that's not something I ever imagined you saying.
I know, me neither. But the judges are all sort of like quite nice.
Yeah, I think, I mean, what's his name? The fella judge, Chris?
Yeah, the
He's
fella.
just got nothing to say, really, does
No,
he?
he
He barely
doesn't.
speaks at all.
And I think
Yeah.
coming off the back of someone as acerbic as Jason.
Good word.
Thank
Really
you.
good word.
Thank you. I think,
You look offended.
I'm disgusted.
yeah, I just think that, we got used to Jason being a bit of a prick,
Yeah.
and
Show needed it.
we didn't like it, but now we miss it.
Yeah.
Don't know what you got till it's gone.
Yeah.
Just someone having an opinion. Graham, Rachel's husband, made the batten panel headboard thing, and they went to great pains to explain every time we hear about Graham that he is being treated as a regular tradie. He works in regular hours, he gets paid market rate, therefore he is considered a tradie. And this is all extremely important when it comes to this week's room reveal. Meg and Dan had a 2-day head start. They still didn't finish their bloody bathroom. They stuck ugly wings in it. The judges all kind of liked their room itself. Their
was
suite
very
was
nice.
beautiful.
Yeah.
And everyone loved it. And
Oh,
Grey?
I love the grey.
I liked it.
I didn't. I
know
thought it was drab.
It was,
I actually just chose a very similar grey for my
oh shit!
Did you?
It's awkward.
So,
But like the whole wall thing with those
Yeah.
panels and the what was that wallpaper?
the
not,
wallpaper
not
was
for me.
horrendous.
I
Not for
didn't
me.
mind the wallpaper. Anne Louise wasn't a handy on the wallpaper, but she appreciated that they didn't overdo it.
Well, you know who I'm a handy on? Anne Louise.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I like
Obviously.
her. I like her style. I like everything about her.
She also says things like she's the one who gives proper critique without being a dick about it.
Yeah.
She does it with a smile.
Good glasses.
Smiling assassin. Anyway, none of the judges liked the bathroom. They were confused by it, as were we. Dylan and Keegan were the only team to have not won a room reveal, and that didn't change this week. They had the block's biggest ever ensuite. This is the one that we all really liked, right? The greeny one, bum to bum.
Bum to
sinks.
bum, yeah.
Yeah. Massive bathroom.
The monster.
I'm into it, though. I'm into a big bathroom.
What's the journey through? So it's like bum to bum sinks, toilet, double shower, bath.
What?
Yeah.
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 Giant bath right at the end.
It's harking back to the block of yore. I think it was in the Meadowbank houses where a few of them did that, Dills and Dills and that, where they had that, like, the shower is, and this is like a wet area.
Do you see Dills in the news?
Yes, Dills head-butted someone.
I know. 3 times.
Dills.
Dills.
Big Dills, not little Dills.
Chill Dills.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, if you were to say to me, someone in the block cast of yore has done
Double of yore?
has done a headbutt on someone, who do you think it is? That's like would immediately be where my head would go. It would be Big Dills.
Big Dills.
Such a hot head, and he knows how to use it.
Well, no,
Anyway.
he doesn't, because the guy was like, he headbutted me 3 times, and I was fine, but I just felt like, on principle, I had to go to the cops. Like, that's useless headbuttery.
It's extremely bad head buttery. Okay, anyway, they've got a secret attic. It's ineligible for judging
What? Why?
because something about it being in a hallway space and then it having an opening out into
Is it
the something or
resource
something.
What is it?
Okay.
Got like a beanbag in it or something?
I don't know. They just didn't. We never saw it. What else happened in their room? That was the big headboard, the big
Tiny room.
tiny room, big headboard.
And also, considering that they've like changed every single wall and done all this crazy stuff, I do think the room should have been better and bigger. Like for the master bedroom,
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
kind of like, oh.
Because especially they're doing this whole thing of it being an exec suite, like an exec house, right? So you want you may as well have a big old master for your rich childless couple.
It is. I don't really understand what they're up to. Like having this bathroom that's like bigger than the bedroom, and
Yeah.
like they're putting a lot of thought and effort into a product that doesn't appear to have a market.
Or they're making the market very, very small,
Yeah.
at least. I think their market may in fact be Dylan. Like, I think Dylan
Yeah.
just wants to buy this house
Wants
out the
it.
back of it.
Yeah.
Is it a crazy idea to go on the block, make a completely crazy house that just cannot get anywhere near reserve, but it's something that you want, and then you buy it for below market because you've made it for a market of one.
Well, I think that's what's happening. I think that's what's happening right now before our very eyes.
It's crazy.
Right. Maybe we're actually seeing the smartest long game in block history.
I mean, I love seeing the somethingist in block history.
I love that. I just love that as the bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
He just, and the 5, 4, and there's always like an hour's worth of vacuuming to do.
Yeah, it's like in the last 4 seconds, someone's hanging a door. It's definitely not happening.
It's just such good just bits.
I noticed another hole in production, actually. They did a bit where they were like, oh, it's early morning on the block, and they did their fake radio broadcast. And then they cut to Dan and Meg. Meg's lounging around in bed and she gets a text message and it's TSB putting some money in their account, which is great. They've got the windows, the blinds closed, which you'd imagine for 5 o'clock in the morning, except for that the time on the phone was 12:04. So,
oh my
fibs.
God.
Wow.
Absolute fibs.
That's a continuity
Jane is on the case.
nightmare.
Thank you. Okay, Tim and Artie did they're going for a minimalist approach. Quite nice. You like the headboard?
I like the headboard. Again, I didn't like the doona. I thought it was too close to the headboard.
It was. That's exactly
What is a
colour.
donor?
Doona.
Duvet. Duvet is the Australian word. Duvet.
Doona.
I've not heard it before.
What?
I always go for doona over duvet.
Well, I can understand why, but it's new to me.
Okay. So anyway, Anne Louise said the same thing that you said about the dune of matching the headboard a bit too much. I'm always a bit iffy about a built-in anything furniture-wise.
True.
Just I think it restricts your options because I'm the kind of person who likes to move a room around.
Right.
Hard to do that when your bed's built into the wall.
I just thought it was too plain. Like, this is the block, damn it. This is the master goddamn bedroom. Like, it's got to have some pizzazz. Some wow factor.
I love how everyone's idea of like styling a room is putting one of those penguin
Penguin Classic.
Penguin Classic in the corner and just going.
But did you notice what it was?
Is it
Lady Chatterley's Lover? I mean, a legendarily horny book. So
Whoa, the horn
On you
comes to
boys.
the block. Hey, also the other thing they keep going on about, like, this room is really nice architecturally, so we'll give them that. And I'm like, they didn't design the room, right?
Yeah.
That's all planned and done. Is it? I mean, they don't go, oh, actually, we want to put a sloped ceiling.
Or, as we were to later find out from Rachel's hus, he was talking about some architectural bits.
That's true. I think it was more just about building a little box out.
Well,
anyway.
still.
What was the boys' bathroom? I forget.
It was quite plain, so it was you walk in and there was, I don't know, how can I explain it? There was a shower and a toilet and a vanity.
What colour was it?
It was
sort of beigey,
white
wasn't
and
it?
beigey.
Big tiles. Was they were the ones with the giant tiles?
Can't remember. But they had, in terms of their actual shower, there was like a ledge that went the whole way across the shower.
Absolute ledge.
I quite liked it. I actually really like their bathroom. I'm into a plain bathroom.
I liked how the boys got in trouble lots for not wearing their shoes.
Yeah.
They got severely penalised.
I do think it would be really annoying to wear work boots all the time.
Especially on your lovely carpet.
And when you're like kneeling and they're like digging into the back of your bum, you'd much rather be in a sockie.
Right.
Yeah.
I just feel like there's nail guns.
It's
A
true.
Kimbo.
There were a lot of penalties, people standing right at the top of the ladder, not signing in for their COVID scans, all sorts of things this week. Lost a lot of time. Okay, no one was super excited about their room. Chris kind of liked it. I think Chris likes the minimalist approach. Connie and Rach, they all loved their room. It was a lot of dried flowers.
I liked how who's the blonde lady?
Oh, no.
She did how
Lauren.
she said the dried flowers were creepy. And I agree.
Yeah.
I don't love the trend.
Oh, no, I thought, Lauren liked them.
Lauren
It's Anne
liked them.
Louise
Anne
said they were
Louise said
creepy.
Anne Louise
Said,
Okay.
oh, of course. Okay.
Why do you think? I mean, they're just good because you don't have to replace them all the time. They got them up in the heavens.
I don't know. It seems. Oh, heavens is. I don't know. I just wouldn't want to commit to that all around a
The
mirror.
one all around the mirror was a
Weirdly
lot.
low mirror, the circle mirror by the desk. I'm like, what
Yeah.
are you looking at?
I mean, it's absolutely
Yeah,
on trend, as Anne Louise said. I appreciated that she conceded it was on trend. She doesn't personally like them. I mean, I feel that it's honestly edging towards chuggy. Like,
Ooh, I like that.
it's starting to get into that.
Yeah,
like,
no,
it's on Instagram.
I don't think it's edgy. I think it is.
Right.
I feel
chuggy.
I feel like there's got to be drop down. Isn't there like bitties? Wouldn't there be bitties
Oh,
for
shake
it?
doesn't
them out
seem to.
first.
Bugs. You know, you see a praying mantis.
Try the bug.
Okay,
Dry the bug.
I just don't. I mean, Why are they in the mirror? I really don't get that. It looked like a wedding decoration. Like, fine to have some in a vase.
Yeah.
Or hanging from the wall in some sort of art way, but don't.
It was just very much a choice.
It was really intense.
And they got in trouble for having someone style the hangy downy ones as well, didn't they?
Oh, did they?
Well, they just got in a lot of trouble for
They
it.
did
Got
get
a
in
lot
a lot of trouble.
They absolutely just.
I thought Rach was going to kick off, but she just accepted it.
Okay, so here's what happened. They get to the end of the scoring, and then Mark does like we've got some breaking information, and then we don't know what's going to happen until the next night. So we're forced to watch Monday night's episode, or at least the first half of it, to find out what happened. And there's a bombshell. Rachel's husband was on site without the knowledge of the wolf. He delivered something, breach of health and safety and resource consent, kind of thing that could get the block shut down. But what was of greater concern? Yeah, I agree.
I don't believe that.
Neither.
Just a man delivering a thing.
I think
What
that
is resource consent?
Well, I think it probably does mandate that you can only work during particular hours. But just because they've designated him a tradie doesn't mean that he's not also her husband and isn't allowed to go and visit his wife outside of hours for a chat.
What he's delivering is some advice on what they should do with their room.
Dum, dum.
And it gets recorded and they get nabbed because they're clearly not listening. When he said it, there's no way he's going, oh, well, you can box out here and you put that and move that 2 mil over there and you can just actually hear Rach going, like,
I'm just
like I
tired.
know what that sounds like. And that sounds like a wife who is not listening to her husband, just letting him listen to the sound of his own voice, right? And that's
Now
what
you
she
mention
said
it.
as well. That's what her and Connie said. They're like, hey, she wasn't listening. But anyway, they took it on board. That's it. That completely disqualified from this round. Never get to find out if they would have won, but they clearly would have. They only needed like 5 points to win. Anyway, then it starts getting all convoluted because once they're out of the running, Dan and Meg play a +2.
Play it just out of the goodness of their hearts, essentially, because they couldn't stand to steal a win from someone in the
Yeah.
future, which is quite interesting.
They wanted to get the monkey off their backs. They're like, we're pretty sure we're going to win this, so we'll just play the +2 anyway to get rid of it. And then Dylan and Keegan do an undo on that
Whoa.
in the hope that they might win. But Dan and Meg won. So essentially all these extra game-changing things just got blown out and didn't mean anything, didn't change the game, as it were. Then there's the Ottoman. There's the Ottoman drama.
Oh, yeah.
Mark gets a question via text. From whomst? We don't know. And it says, if House 2's winning Ottoman wasn't completely made by them, does that mean that they're disqualified from the +1 point?
Is that what the text said?
Basically.
Snitch.
Something like that. Who was sending a secret text to Mark during that?
Was it you?
I wish.
I reckon it was one of the cast, just like doing digits in their
Do they just have each other's phone numbers, or is it a Love Island? They should incorporate some more of that. Like, I got a text.
got text.
Intranet.
Anyway,
Technology.
they get they win. Okay? They win. That's it. Oh, we'll take a break. We'll be
So
right back.
stairwell
We're
week.
coming back. We're coming back with The Apprentice.
Kia ora, I'm Sophie.
And I'm Simon.
And I'm Alice, and together we host the Spin-Off's food podcast, Dietary Requirements.
Join us each month as we explore a vast culinary landscape, from the gourmet
Ooh la la.
to your more hearty tucker.
Kiwi onion dip, anyone?
Everything's on the table in Dietary Requirements.
Subscribe wherever you listen to all your other favourite podcasts.
We're back. The Apprentice Aotearoa. We're so close to the final boardroom, and it breaks my heart.
It really does. It's just so good.
It's so great. We're down to 4. Ernest, Stephen, Michael and Vanessa. We're at the Power Homestead at 8 in the morning.
An interesting location.
Very interesting. Anyway, I just want to know, the Cornies picked up on this a while back, but I hadn't seen it with my own eyes until this week. Have you noticed the dollar sign that's hanging next to Stephen's bed?
No.
Like he's manifesting, like it's set. There's a dollar bill. I'm not sure what the actual value of it is, but it's set in like perspex.
Oh, cool.
And he's got it next to the bed.
Of course
Yeah.
he has that.
I don't know if it's like the first dollar he ever made or what.
Oh, I love that. Stephen.
Want to know more. Anyway, and he's quite lonely because he's not got Kennedy with him anymore. But anyway, off they go to the Power Homestead. Interesting location, as you say. There's 3 massive cars still leaving the house. to take them to the homestead, even though there's only 4 of them. Starting to wonder if they're just reusing shots.
Jane, that's crazy. You're a Hawkeye this week.
This week they're doing a garden maintenance service. They have to pitch to the Power Homestead to win a contract there. So both teams are competing for that contract. And then once they've finished up doing the commercial work, they have to race off and knock door to door and try and make some money off some poor unsuspecting residents home for the day. And whoever doesn't get the par pitch has to do, that's all they're doing, is they're just door knocking.
Amazing.
It's such a good, I mean, I feel a bit torn because it's very funny making them do like an actual job
that they're not qualified for.
They're like incredibly unqualified for, and Stephen proves that in the most visceral way later in the episode. But also, winning the pitch is just winning the challenge. Is just obviously going to be the case, which is just, and you kind of knew that the whole way through, so there was a little bit less tension as a result.
Yeah.
It felt like a challenge that maybe should have been earlier in the season,
Correct.
I thought. Like, it didn't feel like it was
There were not enough people.
enough.
Like, if you did that challenge with a whole bunch of people and they had to figure out how many people were going to stay at the homestead, how many people were going to walk the streets, who was going to be doing what, I feel like that would have been a good challenge for that. But it was a fuck of a lot of gardening to get done.
Yeah, they were so
for couple of
sweaty.
peeps.
By the end of the day, it was crazy.
Many a sweaty hug. So there was a team swap. Michael and Stephen were swapped over just to mess with my head one last time.
So Vanessa and Stephen were Team Mana, Michael and Una were Team Tahi.
Yes, correct.
I'll write it down,
well
because
done.
otherwise it's impossible.
Mike wants to be PM. Una rolls over on that. JT's not impressed that there wasn't a bit more of a fisticuffs over the PM role. And then when they did their pitches to Power Homestead, I mean, I love the guy.
The guy.
The long hair.
He didn't want to be on the telly.
No.
He was just like, yeah, the job's yours.
What is this rubbish? Like, what is he doing?
And also, because they pitched it, so it was $320 for
2 hours work.
For 2 hours, so it's $80 an hour per person. It's very high rate of pay for 2 people who've never even seen a power tool before.
No.
Yeah.
And such a big lot of grounds, they can really only make the tiniest dent. Well, actually,
Unless
quite a big dent,
Quite
mate.
What a massive
you could
dent.
possibly make.
couldn't happen to a nicer homestead though.
Why did they win the pitch? Was it just because they were nice and Michael was too aggressive?
He was underhand.
He was underhand, yeah. That came out at the end that they didn't appreciate his underhand tactics of trying to undercut them by saying, whatever they offered you, we'll do it for $25 less.
Oh, like the Bunnings.
But the best part was when
Bunnings sell.
Yeah, but it wasn't as cheerful as a Bunnings sell. What I enjoyed most was when Michael, after Michael was informed that he'd lost the bid, when he was really patronisingly saying, just make sure they do a really good job the whole way through. And if it's not good enough, don't be afraid. It's just like, it's okay, you lost, that's fine, but just giving the guy instructions on how to handle the other, it was a bit too much of Michael on that one.
Worth a shot, though, because he put the idea in the guy's head, right? And if it meant that they were going to end up with less money, the other team.
Yeah, probably worth a shot.
He says at desperate times, desperate measures. Anyway.
Stephen sucks. Stephen is bad at the one thing that he said he was good at. I thought he was a really incompetent lawnmower, even before he mowed over the plaque and
But he
just
had a lot of
destroyed it.
experience shoveling horse manure.
Yeah. Basically, he mowed the lawn a couple of times when he was a kid. He's got as much experience as I do. In fact, I would hazard that I have got more experience.
I would pick you every time to mow the lawn.
I can't believe that. I don't think Vanessa's ever used a lawnmower before, and nor has Erna. These people have never. What?
What happened to kids these days?
What the hell? You have never used a lawnmower?
No.
Oh my God.
What is going on?
I have only ever used one of those funny old-timey
Yeah. No. Hey, tell you what, I've got an electric and it's got a button you can push to help you get up hills. It's self-propelled. Come over and mow my lawn.
Okay, this feels like...
Come over and mow my lawn.
How much?
Well, but apparently $80 an hour.
How about the cool old man who was just like, oh, you want me to pay you?
He thought it was a community service.
Amazing.
That was
so... I'll just do this myself. It's like, oh yeah, that's obviously the answer.
or the other lady who was like, don't keep asking me for money. When Erna was trying to upsell her on things, and then Mike came along and was like, I'll do this, and then she's like, and I'll check with you at the end. She was like, don't ask me for more money like that, lady. That's all.
Tense.
They don't like the hard sell.
No, it was just, the thing is, the comedic touches on this show. Stephen trying to start the edge trimmer for seemingly hours with the safety on.
Oh, so good. And
and
Cassie
Cassie
just like,
knew it.
it's like a nature documentary.
It is.
Yeah.
Just
You
stand
can't
back.
interfere. You've just got to let them figure it out.
Totally. If they die, they die.
Yeah.
But then he gets Vanessa to start pulling out edges by hand.
It's like, let's just do it by hand all the way around.
And she's just singing her way around.
I know.
When she was using the lawnmower, she's bumping it across the grass. It's like, that is not an effective
Don't
technique.
know what you do.
It's not what you do, Alex.
Yeah, well,
Let me be
you'll
clear.
see.
You'll see this afternoon when you come over my lawn.
No, this afternoon.
So anyway, Team Una and Mike ended up with $220 or something like that.
Yep.
Yeah. And then Team Mana ended up with,
490.
but they got Hyundai off.
Which I kind of think they could have taken more off them for like destroying a plaque.
I think that it's going to take, like, surely it's more expensive than $100 to get that replaced.
Well, especially it's like it's going to look all new.
But also not just the plaque, the fact that they didn't
The
deliver a
lawnmower
good
blades will
service.
need resharpening.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
That's a higher pool or whoever they got the lawnmower from.
Yeah,
That's their issue to take up, I guess.
It was just an amazing. I feel like we're dealing with a top 5 reality moment, maybe of the last decade.
Yeah, kissing it afterwards as well.
Yeah, kissing the plaque, just running over, hearing the tink, and then fuck, and just like Stephen mowing completely over this thing. It's completely like
What did he think was going to
shattered in
happen?
half.
I don't know that he was going
was
at
manic.
such a frenetic
He was manic.
pace. I don't think that he realised he was going over it. I just think that he was looking around. He wasn't looking straight ahead. Do you know what? I just think Stephen's amazing.
He's incredible.
I just think that his whole reaction was just extremely relatable.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Like, can you
totally.
think,
Like nearly crying, just like staring at it. Like, what did I do?
Just trying to make it fix with your eyes.
Yeah.
It was like when I babysat my niece and dropped her on her head. It was like that moment you're like, oh, that's bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Ness was extraordinary. Like
She was
she's
such
so
a good hype woman.
It's just Ness versus Michael for the win.
It's true.
I think.
It's true.
Can we talk about the tiny hedges?
Yes. Yes, that's the only reason this podcast exists is because, I mean, this is a direct quote. I wrote it down from Cassie. They found the world's smallest hedges and found someone to pay them to make them smaller. Wonderful commentary from Cassie.
But also, that should just win them the challenge, to be perfectly fair. If you can sell someone a downsizing of an already tiny hedge, then you're a master salesperson.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
That was such small hedges.
It was so. I've never seen anything like it. And just down there, just
It's
shave
like
it off the
bonsai.
sides.
That
Yeah.
was crazy.
Yeah, they gave them a lovely Japanese garden. It's beautiful. Anyway, unsurprisingly, we have Una and Michael in the boardroom for the elimination. Now they're going through the whole, like, why are you here? What are you doing it for? Blah, 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 blah. Una's doing it for her kids. I didn't know she had kids. I feel like it's just the first time we've heard about this.
I think so.
Una's speech a bit tends to say this, but I kind of think that if you're asking for a $50,000 investment, being like, invest in me because I came here for work-life balance and the most important thing in my life is family, it just, like, those are lovely sentiments that should exist in the world, but in the cutthroat world of The Apprentice, saying, like, my two values, work-life balance and the most important thing is family, just doesn't scream
Nah, but you've missed the thing in the middle where she said that her success is measured in time, right? Which I think is a fair call. Like, if you're successful at business and you've got everything working to the point where you can take some time to be with your family, like that's a successful business person, right?
I think that's probably true, but it just feels like this is The Apprentice.
Okay, so that's the end goal.
That's the end goal, but it just feels like your cart's before the horse a little bit when you're trying to get the 50K out of Mike Petto.
Maybe she's just saying, because apparently Cassie told us the 50K they can do whatever they like with. They don't have to. There's no rule that says they have to invest it in their business. So maybe she's just like,
that.
I want 50K, so
just
I don't have to
want-
work for the rest of the year and
I
hang out with my
am
family.
sick of working.
Also, does Michael have children?
I think so.
I think he mentioned.
He did, eh?
Yeah, he said he was like overseas blacking out just on the rack and came home for his kids or from his kids. I wasn't really clear on what happened, but I bought it.
Yeah.
What is corporate wellness?
I think it's like when they, remember that time we had someone come in and give us massages? Oh, no, you weren't here. Remember that time we had someone give us massages? That was nice. It's like looking after your people in their work-life balance and kind of finding...
Yeah.
Is that it? I don't know.
That sounds right.
Yeah.
So he wants to start a corporate wellness business.
A woo-woo business, right?
Yeah.
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 Cool.
He just wants to wheel and deal.
Kind of like be rich, but also chill out.
Yeah.
That's kind of the vibe.
He wants to go into workplaces. He wants to convince people like Duncan, who've got a company that employs people, to hold a workshop where he comes in and says, if you finish at 5, make sure you finish at 5. Get home, see your family, put into yourself, go for a jog if that's your thing, listen to music if that's your thing. Make sure you take your lunch break and some of my collagen powder.
I just think that was amazing.
Thank
Jay.
you. That's $564 per person.
How
Send
much
me
is
an
the
invoice.
collagen powder? Is that free?
No, that's an upsell. Of course it's not free.
Okay, sorry.
Come on, I'm a businesswoman. I'm stepping into my potency.
Wow, you're amazing.
Thank you. Anyway, Una gets fired.
Yeah, I thought it was appropriate.
I just want to make comment before we finish up the podcast on Stephen's lovely textured tie. Did you notice it? He was wearing the yellow suit,
it was
the
a
wool
knit
tie.
tie.
Yeah.
And then when they were back at the house, he matched the cushions as well, which was a nice touch.
He thinks about everything.
He should be on the block.
Part of the furniture.
I feel like Stephen on the block would be amazing.
That would be amazing. We need to get to the
Crossovers.
point where we can do the mega show. That's everything.
Like a Married at
It's
First Sight.
dating, it's renovation, it's business.
Just move people across. So you get a Married at First Sight couple on the block. You get a couple of Apprentice people everyone on the block.
It feels like at least 20, they should have a mandatory rule, like you know how there's like the quota for New Zealand music. There should be, we have 25% professional reality contestants on any new show so that there's some continuity there.
Yes.
Yes.
And I also think your idea of this, the Rat King, where every time we come up with a new show, we have to bolt it into some kind of elixir of everything show where you're getting married and making something and trying to be a business person and all that.
I also think it would be great to have one person who is in every show.
And what if then you're a champion of the, like in the Rat King show, who is the reality legend? This is all copyright, the spin-off. I mean, this is
we've
getting the
talked about this
rights
at length.
to put all these shows
Everything.
together would be quite difficult. But
It's fine. Do you know what? We'll get Mike to sort it out. He's a master negotiator.
That's true.
True. 75 on the handshake. I saw Erna had picked up that trick as well.
Yeah.
I'm going to try it one day.
Oh.
Maybe next time I see Ben Boyce.
Okay, you guys, we would like you to listen to our podcast on handshakes. Subscribe, tell your friends.
Tell your friends.
Make your friends
Word
listen.
of mouth.
Just open it on and if you've been listening as a couple, stop that. Listen
Yeah.
on separate devices,
Or
please.
Just press play simultaneously. You're in stereo.
Yes, thank
On
you.
your own.
Appreciate
Get a
it.
second phone.
Yeah, get as many as you can. All the phones we need.
We need a pod farm. You
Yeah.
know?
Oh my god, like Podbots.
Yeah.
Can you guys start
Just
Podbots
play
for
the
us?
real pod on 1,000 phones in a room.
I love it.
God, it'd be awful.
Oh, that'd be
sounds so
honestly
beautiful.
torturous. Anyway, thank you very much, everyone, for listening. Thanks, Alex. Thanks, Duncan. Thanks,
Jane.
T.I. here for recording and producing this. And thank you to the spin-off members. Sorry.
Yeah.
We're cornies and we're
Don't
sorry.
tell any of the other members about this.
Bye.
Bye.
Are you curious about how business can be better? I'm Simon Pound, and I host Business is Boring, a podcast where I kōrero with some of the most interesting people in entrepreneurship, commerce, and making things happen. Tune in to Business is Boring every Tuesday, brought to you by the Spin-Off Podcast Network in partnership with Spark Business Lab.
Kia ora e te iwi, Te Aihe Butler here, podcast manager at The Spin-Off. If you enjoy listening to our podcasts, consider supporting our mahi by signing up to become a Spin-Off member at thespinoff.co.nz/donate.
The Spin-Off Podcast Network.